They found him early in the morning, lying peacefully on the sand, well-dressed, shoes polished. No signs of struggle, no blood, no visible wounds. Just a man dead on a quiet beach. At first glance, it looked almost ordinary. But within hours, investigators realized something was deeply wrong. No wallet, no identification, no missing person report matching his description, and inside the pocket of his trousers there was a small piece of paper. 2 words. Words that would haunt investigators for decades. Words that made this case one of the most unsettling mysteries in criminal history. The man was discovered on Somerton Beach in Australia in December 1948. Witnesses reported seeing him the night before. He was sitting upright, leaning against a seawall. Alive, calm, silent. No one spoke to him. No one thought he needed help. By morning he was dead. Authorities quickly noticed something strange. His clothes were expensive but untraceable. All labels had been carefully removed. Every single one. This wasn't an accident. Someone had gone out of their way to erase his identity. The question was simple but terrifying. Why would someone want to disappear completely, even in death? The autopsy raised more questions than answers. No obvious cause of death. No injuries. No poison that could be immediately identified. His organs showed signs of distress, but nothing conclusive. Toxicologists suspected poisoning but couldn't prove it. And here was the unsettling part. If it was poison, it was something rare, something advanced, something that left almost no trace. The man looked healthy, well-nourished, physically fit. There was no sign he expected to die that night, or was there? Weeks later, police discovered a suitcase linked to the man at a nearby train station. Inside were clothes, more labels removed, no personal letters, no photographs, no life, just objects carefully cleaned of meaning. One detail stood out. A unique thread used to repair a pair of trousers matched the thread found on the man's clothing. This suitcase belonged to him, and yet it told investigators absolutely nothing about who he was. No origin, no destination, just movement without purpose. Months passed. Then, during a re-examination of the body, investigators made a discovery that should have been impossible to miss. A hidden pocket, sewn inside the trousers. Inside it, a small, neatly folded piece of paper. It read, "Tamam-shud." The phrase came from Persian. It meant, "It is finished. It is done." The final words of a poem. But whose poem? And why would a dead man carry a message that sounded like a deliberate farewell? Soon after, a man came forward. He claimed he had found a strange book in his car left behind anonymously. A rare copy of a Persian poetry collection. The final page was torn out, and the words on the missing page matched the note found in the dead man's pocket. This wasn't coincidence. This was intentional. Even more disturbing, inside the book were handwritten codes. Lines of letters. No clear language. No obvious meaning. Was it a cipher? A spy code? Or something personal, never meant to be decoded? To this day, no one knows for sure. Investigators traced the book to a woman who lived nearby. She claimed she didn't know the man, but witnesses noticed something unsettling. When shown a plaster cast of his face, she nearly collapsed. Her reaction wasn't neutral. It wasn't casual. It looked like recognition. Yet she denied everything. No relationship. No explanation. Why would someone lie if there was nothing to hide? Over the years, theories multiplied. Some believed the man was a spy. The timing matched the Cold War. The poison, if used, would have been rare and sophisticated. Others believed it was suicide. A man who carefully erased himself, who left a final message saying, "It is finished." But that theory raises another question. Why choose a public beach? Why leave clues? Why create a mystery instead of silence? If he wanted to disappear, he succeeded. But if he wanted to be understood, he failed. The most haunting part of this case isn't how the man died. It's the decision he made before dying. He chose anonymity. He chose erasure. He chose to leave questions instead of answers. And whatever his reason was, it worked. Decades later, his name remains unknown. His motives remain unclear. His story remains unfinished. Some decisions don't explode immediately. They don't cause chaos. They don't draw attention. They quietly erase meaning. This man didn't just die. He removed himself from history, and that is a different kind of crime, not against others, but against truth, because when decisions are made in silence, they don't disappear. They turn into mysteries that never let go. And sometimes, the most disturbing cases are not the violent ones, but the ones where no one knows why anything happened at all.